unification, right? I know we last talked Big Bro first to Tank, right? And then, or is it
whoever? I told Tank. Tank know what's up. You know what I mean? He know what he up against when he fights Shakur or Keyshawn. You know what I mean? He want to fight these guys that everybody in the world know they ain't gonna give him no fight. They not mentally there. You know what I mean? They might have a little skills here and there, but mentally wise, they not gonna be able to keep it up that whole fight. And them two guys right there, you know what I mean, is gonna be the ones that, you know, give him his first L.
Gervonta Davis. Shit. If I'm a boxer, he a boxer, you a boxer, we win.
What happens when a third fighter tries to ruin the event while the biggest star in the sport and the deadliest boxer are standing next to each other? This isn't just another press conference. Canelo Alvarez and Terence "Bud" Crawford met at a press gathering with a lot of attention. Two great champions should respect each other, but Gervonta "Tank" Davis showed up uninvited, and the focus quickly shifted from Crawford versus Canelo to Davis versus Crawford. Crawford didn't stay quiet. Tank's first words from him were, "You messed up." And believe me, Terence Crawford's words carry weight. That's a problem. Let's take a closer look at what happened at this news conference and the reason why Crawford thinks Tank went too far.
If we was to fight right now on the streets, I'll break your fucking neck. And that's on my kids. And you know it, I know it, and the whole world know it. And I'm not talking about no fighting in the ring. If me and you was to fight outside, I will break your neck.
That's the setup. Then a press gathering was held by Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez to prepare for a possible super fight. Think about it. The Mexican king of boxing will be going up against the Omaha pound-for-pound fighter who has never lost. A few years ago, no one thought this event would ever happen. Now people are talking about it as if it were real. There were a lot of reporters in the room, and cameras were flashing. Crawford was loving the attention. This is different from his usual behavior, where his hands speak for him. But then Gervonta Davis showed up out of the blue.
Could you convince fans that he can beat Canelo?
I ain't trying to convince y'all that he can beat Canelo. He's a good fighter.
You don't see it.
But, bro, I would say smaller fighters are always better than bigger fighters because they're smaller, they know how to move and things like that. But this guy is great at what he do. And another thing.
First, Tank was thought to be just a witness. But that wasn't the case. He started waving his arms, sneering at the cameras, saying something to Crawford's team, and basically draining the press conference's energy.
When people, what I got from that is he's a hater. If you don't know me as a person, let's say you don't like me. You don't know me. You feel me? And I don't give a fuck. Him. If everybody including Will, I mean, Will. Fuck.
Question for you.
You're a proud father.
People who saw what happened said Tank shocked Crawford. After Crawford took a break, Tank slid in to try to make an impact. There were no cameras in that hallway, but people who were there said it was tense. Let's tell the truth. Things had been getting heated for a while. Tank had been dropping hints for months by acting like he could just jump in and take out anyone. Even the best fighters at 147, when fans started to yell Crawford's name, Tank didn't back down. If anything, he leaned right into the heat.
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways, nah.
Crawford wasn't the kind of person to ignore that. He fought back right away when Tank's name came up in conversation, pointing out that Tank's record was weak. Crawford thought that Tank hadn't shared the ring with anyone even close to his level. That is where the fire started.
What, a catch weight?
Nah, ain't no catch weight. You come up to 47.
You're not even entertaining the catch weight.
No, I'm not.
He's a champ though too, undefeated.
And what champ? Come on, man, tell me what belt. You know boxing. You forgot Devin Haney is undisputed. Devin Haney got all the belts. He the champ. Nobody else the champ. I'm gonna come up here where the big boys at.
All right.
After that came the Ring Magazine Gala, a night that turned everything upside down. It wasn't Tank's party, but Crawford was the center of attention. When reporters asked Crawford about Tank's disappearance, he didn't put on a show. At that point, the joking jabs turned into hard hits. Tank is now ready to step into the ring with the big man. However, let's face the facts. Terence Crawford is a lot bigger than Tank Davis.
He would never even think about to come up to 154.
What about 47 though?
Yes, if he get to pick his opponent. But Tank would never come from 35 to 54.
Y'all got into it on social media around that time. Is that just you being competitive, like when that happens? Or is it like...
I just really don't like that dude.
Why though?
Cause I just don't like him. Like, I really don't like him. That's like,
just not your cup of tea. That's just not your...
I don't like nothing about him. I just feel like, he just one of these little arrogant little dudes that's using what he got to shield him. He got a lot of security guards around him, and he's in the limelight and stuff like that. But in certain situations, he wouldn't be acting like that.
Do you like him as a fighter though?
Yeah, he's a damn good fighter.
Yeah.
But like his core personality and his ways, nah.
The fact that Crawford is already facing a tough opponent in Canelo isn't helping either. By doing that, he would be putting himself at risk of being hurt by a bigger, stronger fighter. So far, Tank's efforts to insert himself into the conversation seem like they would lead to a bad matchup. You need size to box. Those pounds matter a lot at the highest level, though not in every fight. Tank is giving up too much to fight Crawford, let alone Canelo. But Crawford's speed and skill could help him survive.
Great point when talking about sizes, because he said if you look at them two together now, they look the same size. He said people have got the idea of the size thing wrong. It's not looking at them as a physical package. It's who has absorbed the bigger shots in the weight division. So, and it was good. It was a very good point. It was like Canelo has been hit by light heavyweights and super middleweights for the better part of a decade.
Basically,
he's so used to taking those shots, whereas Crawford hasn't. Crawford's been hit by 140 guys and 147 guys for the best part of a decade.
Yeah.
What's Crawford going to be like? So basically, trying to say Canelo could easily absorb Crawford shots. Can Crawford easily absorb Canelo's punches?
If you're taking shots from Triple G, Sergei Kovalev, Dimitri Bivol, and you're staying on your feet, not getting hurt,
not even getting wobbled,
just literally shaking it off.
Yeah.
You can take Terence Crawford shots.
100%.
Crawford stays away from fake beef and silliness. He's not like them. Floyd is not him. His name isn't Ryan Garcia. He doesn't make up stories for attention. So when Crawford told Tank, "You messed up," he looked him straight in the eye. It wasn't a show. It felt personal. However they rate me, it doesn't matter.
However they rate me, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we got to fight, and I'm going to win the fight. It's simple as that.
Can I ask you about if there's any rematch clause with this fight with Canelo?
No, it's not.
Is that something you pushed for?
No, I didn't.
And there's any weight restrictions to the fight at all?
No, it's not.
A lot of fighters would like to put on a weight restriction to this type of fight. Why didn't you want to do that?
Because I want him at his best. I don't want no excuses. I don't want no, reasons why, he didn't feel good or anything. I want him at his best.
want him at his best. Remember that Crawford is a man who grew up fighting in the streets of Omaha. He has beaten every opponent they have put in front of him, been shot at, and been counted out. When he warns you, it's because he has seen it happen before.
Canelo, is there anybody in the camp that would say, you're not ready for this?
That's a big boy. He's strong. That's a conversation. It's not just, oh man, you will whoop his ass.
Like yes, man type stuff.
I'm not worried about Canelo. I'm not thinking about Canelo. I'm just focused on Israel Majimov.
In a small way, is this a stepping stone to your dream fight?
I don't look at fights as stepping stones. It's about
problem that no one is talking about. They planned for this press conference to be their show. They were the stars. But as soon as Tank walked in, the narrative all changed. People were no longer talking about Canelo versus Crawford on social media. Tank and Crawford were the ones having a fight. And we know one thing about Canelo. He doesn't like sharing the spotlight with other people.
Him anymore because he say, I'm not gonna do what they want me to do and this and that. And then he tried to, maybe Turkey Lashi told him, hey, you need to do something because you seem so nervous in Riyadh. So and he tried to like he walking me back, and that's why I pushed him. And you know, like I say, don't with me.
Does it bring a different Canelo then?
Yeah, it's different. Yeah, you watch Saunders fight, right?
Which one? The Saunders. Oh,
he pissed me off. He pissed me off.
Yeah.
So he's gonna.
Don't forget what happened between Tank and Bud. I mean Terence Crawford. It all comes down to Tank versus Roach. That wasn't just a bad night. When Lamont Roach beat Gervonta Davis, the whole fighting world was shocked.
In there, man, I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate True Boxing Media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won. And, I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
And round 9, the most important part. The whole arena blew up at that moment when Roach caught Tank falling and landed a clean combination on him. Fans stood up and dropped their jaws when they realized they were seeing something they could never have imagined. The call should have been a knockdown. When Roach gave Tank a clean shot and the referee's glove hit the ground, he waved it away. The crowd knew what was really going on. Even though Tank had done more work, was hungry, and was smarter than Roach, it was still the right call for him to win. Without waiting, Terence Crawford quickly turned the knife, saying that Roach had been cheated, that the knockdown was real, and that Tank had been caught on live TV. He poked fun at Tank multiple times and basically said that Tank was overrated and not doing his job. What's worse, Tank tried to clap back. The boxing community saw what happened and is now criticizing him instead of backing him.
I could have stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have That was on me too. That was on me for sure. Cause I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up. And I could have definitely did more. Definitely did more. Just a lot going on. But again, it was myself, you know. But you gotta go to the gym and, you know, get back to the drawing board and, you know, train a little harder.
His name just took one of the worst hits of his career. This may be the reason why a fight with Bud isn't just a PR stunt any longer. It's important. Not long ago, Gervonta "Tank" Davis was thought to be the most dangerous boxer. People didn't want to step in the ring with him. Now, though, the story feels different.
Bad dude. See, what I like about Tank is Tank brings something different. You know, back in the days, everybody had something. Muhammad Ali was a mover boxer. Jordan was a puncher. Ernest Shaver was a puncher. Everybody had something they brought to the table. Larry Holmes had a jab. Mike Weaver had overhand right. You know what I'm saying? Everybody has something. That division now is full, and Tank having to be the knockout guy of the division. He the one with the main knockout power. Garcia has it too, but Tank got that real knockout power that, like, if Tank hit one of them clean, usually they gonna have a problem. So it's like, I like Tank. Every now and then, I think when he knows he can beat somebody, he probably don't lock in as hard, but I think when they bring challenges, he locks in.
Yeah, he fights to the level of his competition. He was doing that a lot.
And he got to be careful of that.
2 fights ago, he was really doing that.
You feel me? So you got to be careful of that, because if you come in and think somebody is not at your level and you underestimate them, it can get you beat. So that's the only thing I think you got to be careful of. Other than that,
Tank would rather talk about Jake Paul fights and money events than go after the most feared names in his division. Fans can't help but feel that the dangerous drive, the hunger, has lessened. Even though the purse is huge, he seems more focused on gaining power and making quick cash than on leaving a legacy, which once seemed meant to be his. That's really what's wrong here. To be honest, Tank doesn't look like the fighter who would walk into the ring and freeze his opponents with a stare. He seems distracted, mentally worn out, and almost uninterested in the sport that helped shape him. The sense of fear that made Tank who he was has been leaving him. History won't remember him as the monster he used to be if he keeps fighting on YouTube instead of taking on real opponents like Shakur Stevenson or Crawford. He looks almost like a boxer who cashed out too soon. Tank shouldn't go after Crawford if he really wants to keep what's left of his reputation alive. There's also Shakur Stevenson. Fans really want to see Shakur fight right now because he is the best boxer in his weight class, undefeated and very smooth.
Tank is hung him up. Shoes off, get the bag, put a plaque up, he done. Tank is done.
When you say done, you mean like not fighting anymore?
Tank is checked out mentally. Tank is gone mentally. Tank looking for the big bag of Jake Paul, Pacquiao, something solo, and he's looking to, hey, I'll see you later. Tank is staying there. He's not gonna fight Shakur Stevenson at all. At all. I don't care how much money Turkey offered, give him 4 Lamborghinis, whatever. Tank ain't taking that fight.
If Tank beat Shakur, he would get his image back and show that
if Tank beat Shakur, he would get his image back and show that he still deserves to be at the top. By avoiding the fight in his own weight class and criticizing more well-known people like Crawford instead, he seems to be trying to avoid trouble.
Gun to your head, when are we gonna see the Shakur Tanks, the Shakur Devin, the Devin Tanks?
There's only one fight that is really
the one
that, like, if we were like gonna be for real about it, like,
keep it on. What's
like,
the fight?
My opinion, because we talking about like skill and like boxing, like all around boxing, right?
Yeah,
because we ain't talking about somebody that just got a good jab or what.
Yeah.
We talking about like all around,
can do everything.
Yeah, boxing.
Yeah,
me and Tank the biggest fight.
That's the one.
It's the biggest fight in the world.
Yeah,
like it's gonna be the biggest boxing fight in the world when it happens.
Y'all, what you think? Like 147, 140?
Nah, hell no.
135?
35, 40, I don't know. I could see it happening not too far in the future.
Really?
Yeah. I think Tank will sign that contract.
Damn.
And I'm going to sign a contract too. So it's
like, you gonna get it on?
Tank is the face of boxing and he get a lot of knockouts that people kind of making it like, if you ain't doing what Tank doing, then they gonna say it's boring. Do you feel like it's because of how his style is that they kind of putting that on you, like wanting you to do that?
People is blessed with different ability. He's
blessed with a God-given ability that he crack you 9 times out of 10, you gonna go down. That's his ability.
Yeah.
I'm blessed with God-given eyes. A lot of people don't understand how good my eyes is. I can see really good. Like punches come my way, I know how to get away from them.
Right.
At any given time. Our abilities are just different, so they probably are judging me from a scale of him, but at the end of the day, he's a great fighter. He's a special fighter, but I'm special in my own right too.
That's the end of today's video. To make sure you don't miss any of our future videos, please hit the bell button, subscribe, and hit like if you enjoyed it. Also, don't forget to leave a comment with your thoughts.